Charlie, var är du på väg någonstans nu?
Jag är på väg till en stor konferens som heter Make Europe Great Again, som samlar en rad politiker och opinionsbildare från olika delar av Europa, där vi helt enkelt ska tala om hur vi bäst försvarar de västerländska värderingarna.
Spännande, följ med.
Thank you so much, George, and congratulations to the organizers for a great conference. The room is packed, so really good job there. And a very timely conference to discuss how we conservatives can take things forward in this important year. Now, freedom of speech, new media channels and their influence on European politics is the headline of this sitting. And it's one of the items that LIBE, my main committee, is handling. I will also have to say already now that in half an hour or so I will have to leave because we have a vote in LIBE. So I will once again vote for freedom against the left there. So yeah, so that you know why I'm slipping away. This topic, as you all know, is very timely, but it's also urgent. The internet, social media have democratized information, given a voice to millions who were once ignored by traditional gatekeepers and legacy media. Just in Sweden, I remember when left-wing journalists went on the attack against conservatives and patriots just like myself. We were defenseless. We had nothing to put against them. They could do whatever they want and shape the narrative in a way that totally ostracized the opponent, and they enjoyed it. And this is why their loss of this privilege is why they are fighting so hard for censorship right now. They want it back. Be so sure. And we see left-wing governments pressuring social media companies as well. We saw it with Meta, how truthful information on the pandemic, on Hunter Biden's laptop were suppressed. But we Europeans, or they, have taken it a step further with the Digital Services Act. With this act, new codes of conduct for platforms and proposals to regulate hate speech at EU level risk shifting from the Western tradition of defending free speech to the totalitarian approach of freedom of speech, unless you criticize the regime and its narratives. Now, we all remember we used to refer to Orwell in 1984, that was a warning, not a guidebook. And it's a good point. But Orwell also made another point, that the next big wave of totalitarianism will come with very, very cozy words. It will be a liberal wave, left liberal wave, he warned. How right was he? How right was he? Now, my party, the Sweden Democrats, voted against the DSA because we saw this law for what it is, and we knew how the leftists in Brussels wanted to use it. We saw the censorship regime coming. Unfortunately, and I will be frank here, ladies and gentlemen, not all conservatives followed this free speech approach. Platforms are pressured to silence views not shared by the ruling leftist elites under the guise of combating disinformation. And it was this that made some conservatives actually vote in favor of DSA, because, of course, we also want to fight disinformation. We want to fight incitement. But this is a censorship regime being implemented. The EU should not be policing opinions. That's what totalitarian states do. Free speech It's not a loophole to be closed by do-good bureaucrats and leftist fact-checkers. Free speech is the foundation of society, of a free society. If we're serious about combating the erosion of trust in politics, then our focus should be on empowering citizens to judge information for themselves, not on bureaucratically sanitizing public discourse. The question is, will Europeans uphold the principle of free speech, or will we allow unelected regulators to decide the boundaries of acceptable opinion by way of supranational law with questionable democratic legitimacy? That's the big question. And I know that in other parts of the Libe remit, the left liberals, they love to refer to international conventions. I guess you've noticed that too. So let me refer to an international convention. The European Convention on Human Rights, Article 10. Everyone has the right to freedom of expression. This right shall include freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart information and ideas without interference by public authority and regardless of frontiers. You know what we should do, ladies and gentlemen? Let's stick it down their throat. Thank you very much.
Charlie, du har precis talat på megakonferensen om yttrandefrihet. Vill du berätta mer?
Ja, men det här är en fråga som blir mer och mer aktuell. EU vill ju använda Digital Services Act för att censurera sociala medier, och man går efter X, man går efter Meta. Och det gäller att vi drar en linje i sanden och säger stopp här. Vi har vänsterliberaler som gärna pratar om internationella konventioner när det gäller migration och andra frågor. Men då ska vi påminna dem om vad som står i Europakonventionen om yttrandefrihet. Att vi medborgare, vi har rätt att ta emot information utan regeringens inblandning. Det ska vi sticka ner i halsen på vänsterliberalerna.